Welcome to another recap of Hard Knocks with Rain City Roar. I'm Butler.
I'm Neil.
And I'm Detroit Rick. What's up, bitches?
What is up?
You, baby.
What, Neil, why are you wearing the helmet?
What helmet?
Is that your, what's the cap called? The safety cap?
The Guardian cap? No.
Guardian cap. No, that's a full-on helmet. All right.
No, last week's episode got me pumped up so much that I'm in. I'm all in.
Banging his head against the wall all week long.
I have not. I'm about to, though. I'm running right through the walls.
And what's funny about this is Rick is the one that needs a helmet.
Hey, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
That's true.
Did you get your butthole bleached this weekend, Butler?
No, Rick. It's called Pertinium tanning. It's not butthole bleaching anymore. No. Let's get it straight. Hey guys, welcome. Again, we're Rain City Roar from the West Coast, so we're up. It's early here. It's only 8:30. You know, we just watched Hard Knocks, and we're gonna recap it for you guys. So last week we had a couple of little glitches. We're hoping that it goes a little smooth this week. We'll see what happens. I'm not counting on it with Neil in a helmet and Rick. So first of all, Rick, I need you to cover your close your eyes.
Wait a minute. What?
Close your eyes, Rick. We're doing the over/under this week.
Okay.
Okay, if you guys watched last week, you know what the over-under is about. For the one or two people that actually had the under last week, you guys won. I'm impressed. Neil, what do you think about that?
Oh,
keep your eyes closed, Rick.
This is gonna be a hard one. Is he earmuffed too? I don't want him.
No, not earmuffed.
Just say over or under. You're going okay. You're going under. All right. I'm definitely going over this week. It doesn't matter. He can't see it.
I've got my eyes.
No, but he could just commit and try to gift you a win. That's what I'm worried about.
He's not going to commit. He's definitely not gifting me a win. That's not the way Rick works. We need to trust in Rick a little more.
It depends who's going to give a handy.
Back to the show. All right.
All right. So we're at the first thing we want to talk about. I think the first thing that really stuck out to both Neil and I this week was is a celebration practice necessary?
I hated it.
Yeah, but it's motivation for him, though.
I will say that it's cool when you see it in real time, not knowing all the work that went in the recital beforehand, but actually watching them practice how they're going to celebrate when they assume that they're going to be successful. That just, I don't really like it.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Rick, you had a little different take, not much.
No, I'm not a fan. I really hate it, especially when they're getting their asses kicked in a game and they want to do a crazy-ass celebration that's 5 minutes long in the freaking end zone. I don't like it either. But it was kind of cool when we was at the Seattle game and they were in the gray uniforms and they did the dance in the end zone. That was pretty cool.
Well, that's different. We talk about this all the time. It's like when the safeties, every time that the receiver doesn't catch a pass, they're like this.
Yeah.
It's like, look, man, every play. Now, if it's a good play, have fun, but don't do it every play. It drives me crazy. Right. We're old men, though. You know, maybe we're just complaining about the young kids.
But when you get your
whippersnapper stuff,
you get your asses kicked and you start doing some stupid celebrations on your own. It's like, okay, stop.
Yeah,
very wise words.
I'm keeping it at Sesame Street level, man.
that was about on the same level as Mark Brunell's advice during
the practice. When you sent me that, I was kind of like, I know that was supposed to be terrible advice and fun advice, but at the same time, it's like I want a little more from my quarterback's coach than that.
We're going to throw it to our guys, and we're not going to throw it to their guys.
Right.
But I think that we did figure out something very important here. You guys know from talking to me for a long time that I'm a huge fan of Jameis Winston quotes. And one of my favorite ones, I'm going to read this one so I don't mess it up. One of my favorite quotes from him is, I think we were just prepared. You know what? My trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared. I think we know who his trainer was. I think it was Mark Brunell.
Or it was Dan Campbell. Because that sounds like a Dan Campbell speech to me. All right. Well, let's move on. We got some other stuff going on here. I think the biggest thing that Neil put over was they were talking about jersey power and the power of the jersey. What did you get from that, Neil?
I I got out of that they need to be very careful with this head and understand that they're going to be famous and they're going to be approached and they're going to get attention that they never got before. And it's not because they're anything special. It's not because they're just some random handsome guy in a nightclub or out at the local restaurant or at the grocery store or wherever they may be. They know who they are and that they may be targeted. They may be not targeted, but they may be sought after, and that they need to be careful out in public. That's what I took away from that.
Okay. What do you think, Ricky? Did you get any of that?
Yep, same thing. Star power.
Okay. I think we need to go on to the most unoriginal nickname ever.
Yeah.
Rodrigo.
Unoriginal or original?
Unoriginal. That was terrible.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they were making a big deal out of. We're going to call him Rodrigo. His name is Rodriguez. That's the most boring nickname.
No, it's Rodriguez. They gave him a nickname of Rodrigo. And they just set that boy to get his ass whooped by the rest of the teammates.
I thought you were talking about the other nickname, which we're going to touch on here in a little bit, I guess. But yeah, no. Let's talk about Malcolm Rodriguez for a couple minutes. He is an exciting person, and he is performing at a kind of an alarming level at this point. There's guys that he's in the linebacker room with that have been playing for a long time, several seasons. Some are a little bit more seasoned than others, and he's out playing them. And coach told him, if he's the best man, we'll play him. And it was almost to the point where if coach didn't kind of tone that down a little bit, I was a little afraid for Mr. Malcolm Rodriguez.
I wouldn't want to make everybody else really mad. Also, if they were in a steam room together, I would be super worried because he was really digging on Rodrigo.
I know, and we call that shit a blanket party in the Army.
Yeah, there's a little thing that used to happen.
Is that the soap from Full Metal Jacket?
Oh yeah,
is that what it is? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, if you get your peers there in trouble, you get dealt with, and hopefully he doesn't get dealt with.
I think it's
the whelps and the black
that's the one thing about this culture now is that these people, they understand that they need everybody to succeed. And I understand the individual punishment, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I think they were all pretty pumped for him. So I'm going to take that away from it.
But he was slobbing his knob so hard that he looked uncomfortable.
Now he was, like I said, he'd be uncomfortable in the steam room if I was Rodrigo and coach was in there. But
I do want to say that, and we'll touch on this a couple times throughout the from kind of what I saw, but I was in the state of Michigan last week, as we talked about on last week's show, and we did get a chance to go down, took a nice family group down to Ford Field, and we got to watch the game. And there were a few people that I was particularly kind of trying to pay attention to, and the defense was kind of the big part. So Hutchison was one that I was watching and was
Hutchie. We're calling
very
him Hutchie
happy with.
Makes a sack in the
and then
season.
Rodriguez was the other one that I was really trying to pay attention to. And right there on the first time that they kicked the ball off, he had a really nice special teams tackle. And one of the most impressive plays that I saw him make, he actually didn't get anywhere near the ball carrier, but he just attacked the line so hard that he's not afraid of anybody at all. He ran in there and delivered quite the shot to the right tackle on the Falcons, knocked him back a few feet. And when you have somebody that can displace a lineman that isn't a lineman, that allows your lineman to do other lineman things, and I think that he's going to be hard to ignore for playing time. He's going to be a hard person to keep off the field because he's one of those dudes that he just absolutely impacted everything that he was involved with. And I wouldn't be surprised if he leads to a couple, one or two, or maybe more veteran linebackers losing their jobs within the team within the next couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the Serpent of Death. What was that all about?
I don't know, but
I don't know. I thought I was watching like a old God's argument or something. I didn't know what was going on there.
What did you call him? It was Big Smooth, the Serpent of Death.
Big Smooth.
Big Smooth. If you guys all know Sam Perkins from the Sonics, back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah.
If we're going to go cross sports here. Look, Butler knows something about Seattle sports. But Serpent of Death, what did he mean by that?
The weird thing is I feel like he's not somebody that you want to let get a hold of you. I guess is what I took away from that. It was, don't let him touch you, don't let him hug you. Maybe he's a rough hugger. I don't know.
He's gonna squeeze you to death. Okay, all right. He's a rough hugger. You heard that from the mouth of Neil.
That's me.
Swift. I don't know. It was the Swift deal. What was going on there? It felt
I'm gonna
like
take this off because I need to get serious about this for a second.
Okay.
There's that big old head.
And I'm sweating.
Dad, you can shave your head for this.
Can you hear us, Neil? Test.
I can hear you.
Okay, just
I'm trying to gather my thoughts a little bit. Yeah, I'm warm.
So, what are you taking out of the Swift situation? Because it seemed to me like he was the coaches were busting his balls pretty hard, and I want to say it was for a motivational standpoint, but I got a couple feedbacks that they were just taking him down a notch.
I think it's pretty clear that Deuce does not think that Swift really thinks things out. I think that he was probably a little bit more rough with him verbally about it. But
you think he's lazy? Do you think he's lazy?
I don't think he's lazy. I think that he's a person that is just, and I might be making an excuse here, but I think that he's a person that just might be so naturally gifted that he doesn't think as much as a lot of other people would have to in that position. He's been successful just relying on his physical gifts. And I think what Deuce is trying to get out of him is, yeah, you've been successful. You've been successful. You've done great things. You've made great plays. You're a hell of an athlete. But if you just think a little bit about what you're trying to do and what the plan is, that there's the potential, and the word potential, I want that really to strike home here for a second. That's how he's going to reach his potential. So, putting himself in a better position, putting the team in a better position, getting in situations where if you are towards the end of the game and you are up and you need to run for 4 yards to get that first down so you can take the knees and win the game, they don't want him bouncing outside if everybody's blocking for him to run inside. Right. He is a good player. He is he's a hell of an athlete, and I think that we've all seen that in things that he's done. And I want to say was it last season he had the one-handed little kind of tip catch,
yep,
and then got the touchdown. Plays like that, like that's where he really shines.
So sum it up, Neil. What are you saying? You think he was challenging him, or do you think
he's challenging him, but I don't think he's doing it the right way.
Okay.
Rick. I think that he could potentially break Swift a little bit if he's not careful. Sorry,
Rick. What do you think?
Yeah, well, you can clearly tell Swift was like an attitude about it. He kept saying inside. Then he took him out, then put him back in. He took a step inside, ran for a touchdown. See, you went outside, got a touchdown. So I think Swift is like, dude, shut up, man. So I think Swift, he's been there before. He's not a lazy player by any means, but you could tell by the look in his face, he was clearly getting frustrated with it, and he got to the point I don't think he really cared. And like Neil said, his method of trying to motivate him is not the right way of doing it. Because
he was frustrated from the beginning. Like you could see even in the room, he was frustrated. So I think you're right, Rick, is that I think they're going about the wrong way of motivating. Now, and Deuce Staley's Deuce Staley. Yeah. Deuce is going to deuce, so I don't know.
Even if we went for the touchdown, he was kind of ragging. I was trying to reinforce why I was ragging on him. And then I'm like, okay, dude, just let it go now. He scored a touchdown. Just, he did his job that time. Congratulate him and move on.
And I'm sorry to
you're
get
fine.
Back on the podium here, but it's one of those, I'm going to talk out both sides of my mouth a little bit. One of the CEOs of one of the major tech companies, I want to say it was maybe one of the Apple leaders. I don't know if it was Steve Jobs or whoever, irrelevant. But the saying that is basically You don't hire smart people and tell them what to do. You hire them and let them tell you what to do. And
is Deuce Staley smart though?
I'm not saying. Let's think about it. Let's think about
I mean,
it.
no offense to Deuce Staley. Hey, I don't want you to kick my ass when I'm in Detroit sometime, but I'm just saying.
No, I think that he's clearly smart. I mean, he's
Okay.
he's definitely an intelligent person. But what I'm getting at is maybe if we think about it the same way and take the intelligence factor out of it and replace that with athleticism, you don't draft an athletic person and then tell them how to be athletic. You let them show you how to be athletic.
Right.
So I can kind of see, I can make arguments for both sides of this whole thing. I think that Swift does need to approach it probably a little bit more intelligently. He hasn't played a full season yet. He gets hurt, and I believe that there was little rumblings of Coach Staley calling him out a couple times, or at least once earlier on this offseason about maybe being a little tough or being a little bit more tough this season. So I think that he has a lot of optimism. He looks at him very highly as having somebody with a lot of potential, but somebody that hasn't tapped into that potential yet in a few different ways. So,
hey, Butler, before we move on to the next topic, real quick, did you guys notice when Dan Campbell was walking on the field and kept calling for Hutchinson, and then he walked up. I fully expected the rookie, whether you're first round draft pick or not, I fully expected him to be running up, balls to the wall. What's up, Coach? Coach?
Good call, Rick. Good call, Rick.
Yep. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Well, maybe it's going to his head a little bit, and that's okay. Right. You know, it's got to. He needs a confidence, like he talked. He even talked about confidence. So,
but still a rookie, and he comes just
strolling
up. He's just a stroll in the park. You know, I fully expect to see him assholes and elbows and running up there.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so let's talk about one thing.
I thought it was fine that he walked up. Why waste that energy?
The Neil Young Buck,
the old bull, and the young bull.
You know that old fire like we have. We want to impress the coaches. Hey. Neil's just like, hey, I'm Neil. Look how good looking I am. I'm here and I'm ready to play. No wonder you like Hutchinson.
You're the only person that thinks I'm good looking.
Neil, you're a heartthrob. The women love you. I don't want to hear it. All right, we're talking about Barry Sanders now, boys. Hey, are you going to really argue with me about talking about Barry Sanders?
Well, no, but we're building up to that. But so when they went to Michigan, did everything go okay with your penis extension? Everything went good? No issues?
It was incredibly successful.
Good.
It was incredibly successul.
Rick.
It's now double it's double the size of yours, Rick. So
it should be triple if you had an extension.
Okay. 1.5 to that.
All right, let's talk about Barry now. Penis is the Barry.
I'm telling you.
Can we say something in between there, not go directly from that to Barry?
No, we're going right to it.
I love seeing Barry. I've seen him play so many times, and just to see him. When me and Neil met him in Washington here, man, that dude. Every time I see him, I just get a smile on my face, man. It's Barry.
How embarrassing though for you, Rick, because you were shorter than him, and you kind of leaned into him, and you put like a thumb up.
I'm looking at the picture right now.
It's a horrible picture.
It's a great picture, and Barry.
It's a terrible picture.
And Barry says to me,
"Go get the picture, Rick. Go get the picture." Rickson, go get the picture. All right. What do you think about Barry, Neil?
Meeting him in person?
No, just being on Hard Knocks, being there.
No, I think that it was awesome that they had him on there. He is, without a doubt, and always will be, unless something incredible happens, the most famous Lion ever, and he's very recognizable. And man.
Barry, not hanging out, baby.
Let's say.
I'm okay. Sorry, you didn't have the thumbs up. You had the.
And Barry, and I know I'm a pissed off AJ here, but Barry goes, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm from Taylor." And Barry goes, "That's a nice place."
This is how you pose for a picture with a Hall of Famer wearing a Santa hat.
No.
Not dancing.
Barry,
there you go.
Come up.
There you go.
I never once, in all years of watching Barry Sanders play, never once saw him look like he was out of place or uncomfortable in a situation. He looked like he had this. He was just a man in the zone. Until he stood next to Rick.
When he posed Rick.
No, I jumped up and I did. He goes, man, you got some energy, dude. I said, how you doing, Barry?
Can we put those two pictures up one more time just to finalize the segment, please?
Oh, done.
Me and Barry hanging out.
Let's vote, boys. Detroit Sports Nation. Who looks better in that picture, Neil or Rick?
Now let's have a second vote. Let's have a second vote. Who looks taller?
Well, duh. The only time I've seen you shorter than Rick was at the Safe House in Milwaukee. Other than that, I've never seen you shorter than Rick.
Which that was actually really cool. We didn't get a chance to talk about this. Let's talk about that super quick. Last year, Butler was an absolute sweetheart, and he got us tickets to go to the Monday Night Football game in Green Bay, and it was in September, and it was on my birthday. So we got to go up there, and it was truly a cool experience from a visiting fan's perspective. We were treated very well compared to some of the other places that we've gone.
Absolutely.
But there was this really cool bar up there, and it was called the Safe House. And
that's in Milwaukee.
That's in Milwaukee, and everything was spy themed about this whole place. So we sit down at the bar. I'll spare the rest of the story.
Hey, you can't tell too much about it, Neil. Remember, we're agents now.
We're sworn to secrecy.
There was a special stool, and it made me shorter than Rick.
The stool would go down, so everybody sat down at the bar.
You're the one sharing details.
But is it went down?
Addresses. It would go down, but it went so slow that you couldn't tell until all of a sudden it was like, what's going on over here?
But
I was almost sitting on the floor.
The bartenders, did they give us a private tour afterwards?
Yeah, that was super cool. That was a super cool place.
You ever in Milwaukee, you got to check out this speakeasy because it is badass.
Heck yeah.
Let's go back to Barry.
We're done with Barry. I mean, everybody loved to see Barry. It was awesome.
What was your favorite Barry run, Butler?
My favorite Barry run is the one against the Dallas Cowboys, where he bounces off everybody. He turns. I don't even know if they showed it there. I'm just talking about my overall.
I don't know if they showed it tonight.
Well, mine's the Chicago one. He just spins. Everybody thinks he's tackle stand.
No, the Dallas Cowboys, because he's shedding people. He's turning his elbow, and he's just. I mean, he's Barry.
I once did an interview with Reggie White, and Reggie White says, "Man, I go to tackle him. I chase him around. He goes, I got to understand that I'm just gonna stand here because he'll be back."
Right.
Exactly. I mean, I think Barry Sanders, and it was a joke back in the day. I don't know if it's a joke everywhere, but I think he ran more side to side than he did forward.
Oh yeah.
In his career. I mean, if you added up the side to side yardage, I mean, it's incredible.
He was all over the place.
He's Barry.
My favorite one was not one that'll show up on many highlight reels, but it was at the very first Lion games I ever went to. My dad took me down to the Silver Dome, and they were playing Tampa Bay in the creamsicle uniforms, and it was just a routine run through the whole straight line 60-yard touchdown that Barry had. But that was my favorite one. It was the first touchdown I ever got to see live.
Didn't he have two 80-yard runs that game? Was that the game he had two 80-yard runs?
I don't think it was that one.
It was against Tampa Bay, though. Yeah.
You know what I think's awesome about Barry is whenever you talk about him, like all of us were smiling. It was just like, yeah.
And that's the thing. And I think that I wouldn't be too surprised if Coach Staley had something to do with the timing of Barry's visit there, with him being so critical of Swift, because I think that he sees maybe not Barry potential in Swift, but greatness in Swift.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's what he wants him to aspire to try to accomplish, is similar things like that, to have people look at each other and tell stories about, remember that one time that Swift ran this one touchdown, it was all crazy, and sit there and smile and enjoy and, clank glasses over it. So I wouldn't be too surprised if there was something more to that.
Let's make a big pivot real quick, Rick, from running backs to receivers, because I've been waiting the whole time for Amon-Ra St. Brown to come in, because he did a phenomenal job last year. I'm a big fan. And when he Rain Man that stuff, I mean, I was like, what is he talking about? He started popping off. I got a shitty draft. Here's what this guy went. He went here. He went here. And I know a lot of it's editing, right? But, I mean, dude, that was amazing. He did some really cool stuff there.
Oh, yeah. Shitty draft. I'll tell you what. And that dude's a freaking beast, man. And the story about 220 catches a day, just the stories about his pops.
202.
202. 202. Yes,
got Rain Man Neil over here. Is not the only Rain Man around.
Definitely not by any chance.
Gotta go Kmart. Need underwear. Gotta go Kmart. Get underwear.
No, you know what that reminded me of when he was telling that story was, you ever watch Knockaround Guys?
No.
Yes.
There's a scene in there where Vin Diesel goes and beats up this guy at the bar, and he was talking about 500 fights. 500 was a number that I said that if I got in 500 street fights, I could call myself a real legitimate tough guy. And then it stopped being about the number and it started being about becoming that or whatever it was. It was a real kind of tough sounding line, but I was starting to kind of think of that when he was telling the story about the 202. But yeah, no, I like St. Brown. I like St. Brown a lot.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Dude, he's ripped, man. He's freaking ripped, man. That dude is ripped.
Well, anybody is more ripped than us, Rick, at this point in our lives.
Wow.
But I mean, he looks good.
He's got a great bloodline. His dad.
Yeah.
Pop Saint. He's not shady. It's good.
I also do want to just say anybody that I want to say this very seriously. Anybody that watched tonight's show and thinks that and took it maybe a little bit too seriously, you cannot hydrate yourself with your own spit.
No, you cannot. You have to drink water.
I missed that. I must have been looking at the thing. You said that. And I missed that.
He was talking shit about people drinking water.
Yeah.
Papa Brown talks smack the whole game, I think.
Drink your own spit. You got to drink water. Don't listen to that shit.
Who needs water?
He was talking smack the whole game, which we'll get into a little bit later when he talks about the box seats. But
he's a cool guy, though. I like him.
He is a cool guy. There's nothing. He's a standout star. There's nothing wrong with it. I want to talk about.
Is he Detroit Lions' LeVar Ball?
Oh.
Oh man.
Just not as crazy.
I don't know if I can go that far, but
he could get crazy.
He's got this kids. He's trained them from their youth to now where they are. Could be.
I think we need to set up one of those celebrity boxing matches or something and have LeVar.
I'll take Papa Brown all day. I'll take Papa Brown all day.
And Butler could be.
All right, so let's talk. We did in the season a little bit. We were talking about Papa Brown talking smack. What did he say? They don't have our seats. They have 20 million reasons to be up in the box. Millions, yeah. Man, that was good sound bites. Detroit's got a. Where's the Eaton's
family?
Yeah,
they're up in the box.
The blonde, blue-eyed nation is up in the box, and here we are down in the stands. So I think that was good.
I think it might have more to do with where they were selecting the draft and the bonuses that come along with them. But
no, but it was great. It was hilarious.
You did see that Pops was still representing his other son with the Chicago. He had half and half, the same jersey he always wears. Right. Half Bears, half Lions. So he's still representing. I could see wearing that shit when you had the Bears-Lions game, but not a Lions game.
Not a Lions game. Yeah,
take it off, Papa.
Lions. Put the Lions onto Lions. Lions, Bears, play it. But.
Yeah, wear it.
So let's get into the game. The first thing
real quick, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I hate split jerseys no matter what. In all ways, shapes, and forms. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Blow. He was playing. He was throwing some good balls.
I felt bad for him, man. Fuck. I felt bad for him.
It was rough. But he golfed that fumble.
Yeah. You know why I felt bad for him? Because his wife felt bad. She looked so sad.
Rick, we know you're sympathetic to the wives. Okay, we all know that. But I mean, the bottom line is that
he's not the only person to ever fumble a snap. I mean, it happens.
And you're like, dog.
But to fumble it at that point in the game, it was a critical point in the game.
A critical point in a critical preseason
it's never
game.
A good time.
You're gonna play that game? Preseason games aren't important. Is that what we're gonna play?
It was important. It might have cost him his job. But
it didn't cost him his job. If anything, I think it put him in contention for Goff. And you guys know I'm a Goff hater. I hate to be it. I hate it, but I am.
Here's the thing. After it was done, he truly felt bad about it. He didn't just blow it off and
absolutely.
He truly felt bad.
Goff would have walked back and grabbed a drink of water.
Yep, no big deal.
He felt
bad. What I love the most about this whole thing is at the end of the game when he was sitting in the locker, staring in the locker, 4 or 5 players came up and consulted him. That's camaraderie. That's brotherhood. That's teamwork. I freaking dug about the Lions coming up to him. It's a preseason game, but like you said, they do mean something because you're trying to fight for your position. But players fucking truly show compassion, and that's pretty cool, man. And we need that. We don't need individuals. Yeah. We need fucking a team.
Yeah. If Goff's gonna fumble balls, I'd rather blah however the hell you say his name.
Blau.
Fumbles balls.
Why you keep talking about balls, you freaking penis head?
Because I was trying to get you to say balls, Rick. Damn.
P word. See, now you're baiting them. Stop.
I know that was one time.
You're a dickhead.
No,
That don't count.
That does count.
It was. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? We were talking about the game. Blau. Did you just went on a tangent about Blau? And how bad he was.
I don't understand why Goff is still. I don't explain to me why Goff should be the quarterback.
So we got
he's the best quarterback on the team.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of draft picks. Let's get rid of him.
The best quarterback on the team was, as much as I hate to say this, and I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life, was Russell Wilson the best quarterback on the team when he promoted? No, he was not. He was the incoming quarterback. He was the new quarterback. He was somebody that was on second or third string. How many quarterbacks are not the best quarterback on the team that end up taking the team farther in the season?
Not a lot.
Are you trying to tell me that even as a rookie, Russell Wilson was not better than Matt Flynn, whose career accomplishment was throwing 6 touchdowns against the Lions in the last game of the season?
6 touchdowns was more than
as a backup.
It was more than Russell Wilson ever thrown. Wasn't it?
Never took a snap as a starter on the Seahawks, not in the regular season. Russell had that position locked up before training camp was over. It was not a contest.
You're not arguing me. You're stating facts that are
you're saying
facts.
that
I want to argue about that Russell Wilson was not the starting quarterback when he came onto the team. And he was on the team.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Yo, bitches, reel it back in. Let's talk about Blau.
You said he wasn't the best quarterback on the team, not the starter. Don't go changing your tune.
And Blow isn't the best quarterback on the team.
No, but Goff is. You asked why Goff is the starter, and I said because he's the best quarterback on the team. You don't even know what you're saying.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you.
Are you a producer?
No. Fortunately, let me just tell you this right now. We have AJ. AJ's been helping us out this last couple weeks to
Taylor Tucky,
get us
baby.
through all this stuff, and he's from Taylor.
He's a downriver rat like me.
Beyond the box. Friend? Well, all right, let's phone a friend here. AJ, what are you thinking about my comments and Neil comments here? Go ahead and pick a side.
He's probably gonna say shut the fuck up.
Well, hey guys, thanks for bringing me in here. First of all, you're arguing between a first string and a third string quarterback. So let's be very clear about that. Here's my question. If Blau doesn't make it through this training camp, does he end up on another team?
Does he start for another team, Butler?
No,
let's go there.
Well, and here's the deal, right? Like, Butler, I love you, but your comments about Russ Wilson were, like, way out of pocket.
Okay, all right.
The moment he got on that team, I mean, listen, this is how great you are. When Eminem works you into his lyrics in a rap, you know you've arrived. And when he talks about Russell Wilson falling way back, you know that you're a good quarterback. And the moment he stepped into Seattle, he was the best quarterback on that team.
Okay.
So, I listen, I'm not a golf fan either. Or golf. I always say golf because apparently that's what I want to do when I watch him play. But the reality is, like, I'm not a huge golf fan, but he is our quarterback this year. Do I want him to be our quarterback beyond this year?
Is he our quarterback this year? Is he our quarterback this year?
Yes, he is. He's not going to
see. I'm gonna stand by that statement right there.
The only way that he is not our quarterback is if he loses his arm in a game because of injury.
Specifically his right arm.
Yeah, even if he lost his left arm or even maybe even his left leg, he's probably still the best quarterback on this roster because you look at like the Detroit version of TB12, right? Tim Boyle. He wouldn't have a job anywhere else either. Everybody wants to talk about, and I talked about this on Beyond the Box on Monday night. Everybody wants to talk about that 40-yard bomb that he threw down the field, right, to Khalif Raymond. It was a horrible pass from a quarterback.
Speaking of horrible passes.
You got a cover 2 defense that you fit into a window this big, And everybody's like, oh, look at that throw. No, it was a terrible throw. The quarterback situation in Detroit is not great, but I feel much more comfortable with Goff actually in it than I feel with any of the other two.
All right, we're taking AJ off this right now. I don't agree with any of this. I'm sorry I invited you, AJ.
I agree with you, AJ.
But listen, but again, not a Goff guy. But for 2022, I am a Goff guy. Like, he's got to play well.
Right.
But I will also say, if he doesn't play well, that works to our favor. It works in the long-term building of this team if he's not good. Because 1, he won't be the quarterback next year. 2, we'll have another high draft pick that we can use on an actual quarterback. Okay. So it's kind of a,
I'm saying if you watched him play last year, there's no way he should be the quarterback this year. I'd rather give somebody else. I'd rather give a high school quarterback a chance. Because like I said, the only
opportunity that you had to replace him was when Baker Mayfield was available.
Yep.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
All right.
Anybody else, like, you're trying to lose if you bench Jared Goff, pay him the money that you're paying him, and start Tim Boyle or David Blau. Like, you're legitimately tanking and can't even talk about winning or grit or anything else that you've talked about on Hard Knocks because it would be for nothing.
I'm an optimist. I'm a dreamer.
I don't know how that fits into this conversation.
All right, well, I'm sorry we ever invited you on here, AJ. Thanks for coming.
He's probably sitting there rubbing one off right now.
Gentlemen, anytime you want me on the show, I will be around because it is fun to hang out. Awesome. It is fun to hang out. Hopefully you talk about, hopefully I come back when you talk about Kirk Cousins and his inability to grill a steak.
That's coming up, boys.
I know. Oh, yeah. I know. I was there for the pre-show, so
that's coming up.
Definitely bring me back for that. I'll see you guys later.
All right, AJ. Thanks, man.
I do want to take a second to say thank you to AJ for handling my light work there. That was
thank you to AJ for handling us as a group because obviously we're a complete shit show.
So real quick, and not to stir another fucking thing up here, but obviously Goff has some talent because he freaking went to the playoffs a couple of times. He's got the tools. He's been there. His last 3, I'm not a Goff fan. I'm not going around and buy a fucking jersey, but he's been there. He's been on that stage. Who else?
Neil, you want to take this one?
I almost feel like calling AJ back on this one. Let him do it.
I'm not a Goff fan, but who do we put in there right now?
Nobody. I mean, I would.
Let's go back and talk about Goff's Super Bowls.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to use the same. This is for you, Deshaun. I'm going to use the same logic I used with Deshaun, but in reverse for Goff.
Deshaun, Matthew Stafford hater, by the way.
Matthew Stafford hater. Matthew Stafford doesn't win this. QB wins.
QBs win.
Hey, Jared Goff didn't go to the Super Bowl, or he didn't play in the Super Bowl, and he didn't
hold my glasses, Deshaun. Hold my glasses.
Those are so nice. He didn't go to the playoffs. He didn't win those games by himself. It's absolutely in every way, shape, and conceivable form a team fucking sport. And when anybody goes and tries to blame the entire success or the entire failure on one individual player, unless that player was Peyton Manning being hurt and out for a season and landing the Indianapolis Colts Andrew Luck, or whether it's Tom Brady, there is nobody in this, and I mean point blank period, that we see play on a daily basis that is even in that conversation to be able to blame entire seasons of success or failure, put it on their shoulders. No way. No way. He was part of a very well-coached team with a very talented supporting cast.
A well-oiled machine. He's part of the team. But well-oiled machine, if the will is not on there, then it's not a well-oiled machine.
Are you talking about Goff or Stafford?
I'm talking
Goff.
I'm talking about Goff.
You guys are terrible.
But he's part of the machine that got him there, so he can obviously throw the freaking football. He didn't do that to us the first 13
Brad
games.
Johnson won a Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
Eli Manning won 2. 2 Super Bowls.
Tommy's going to hate you.
I don't care. Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
That's all I have to say.
And I never thought much of Manning. I never thought he was.
You guys make me drink. You
I'm
know
like
that?
his brother. Hey, I got a big ass Costco bottle of whiskey.
The thing that
I gotta work
frustrates me.
tomorrow. I gotta work tomorrow though.
I do too. The thing that frustrates me with you guys is that you have really good, like, you put them in a bucket, that little bucket of thoughts by itself. Those are digestible thoughts. But then you get into the justification that got you to that little point that you put in the bucket, and it just all falls apart.
Well, alcohol doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
So what's your take on Goff, Neil? I mean,
yeah, let's hear the take on Goff. You guys already know mine. Neil, take on Goff.
Okay.
Is he the guy that's going to get us the playoffs this year?
I'm going to repeat the same thing I said 12 minutes ago. He's the best quarterback that the Detroit Lions have.
No. You're not getting out easy. Is he going to take us to the playoffs this year? Because if he's not going to take us to the playoffs this year, why not play somebody else? Rick, what do you think?
With our schedule,
Tuck the hand, Neil.
With our schedule, he can get us to the playoffs.
He's not doing anything alone.
He's going to get that ball to St. Brown.
We have been talking for the last 25 minutes easy about quarterbacks and what they can do for our team.
What else are we going to talk about? The kicking competition?
Well, no, what we're going to talk about next is our ever-evolving season predictions. Have we changed our stuff? What did we have last week, boys?
No, I'm still where I'm at.
I think I said 13-4, and I'm fine with that. Looking at how they went out there in that very first series, I was completely fine with that.
I'm sticking with that too.
Yeah. I am too.
This will be a team that will score points.
I'm totally fine with the preseason game. We had our supposed starters and the ones we want in the first quarter. We did very well. I'm totally fine with it. And it is preseason. You're testing things out. So.
All right.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, dude, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Rick. What did Dan Campbell say?
I love that shit. Pay attention.
Absolutely.
Keep your fucking balls in the fucking game.
Jeez, how many F words can you use? Rick? Can you use more F words?
He fucking did it. I love it. He said straight up, "You want me to lose my fucking shit? If you ain't supporting your teams playing on that fucking field, you better fucking be watching them and not looking in the stands bullshitting." That's what he said.
Neil, did Rick just compare himself to Dan Campbell?
No,
I think he did.
Oh, he's got bigger guns than I got. I got He-Man guns.
Yeah. Well, Rick, actually, you're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed.
I just want to see Rick stand next to Dan Campbell.
Oh, I'll fuck him up.
If he does this, then I want to see it.
I would do more push-ups than that motherfucker ever thought about doing.
I don't think so. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that.
If it was back in 1982, when I was in the Army and I was in shape, that'd be cool.
And you had hair?
And I had hair.
Amen.
Back to the I just thought of this while you were talking about push-ups and inspirational things. AG's comments to the team this week about guys' careers in college. How many games did they win? How many did they lose? And it's because you expected to go out and win. I'm a guy of quotes, and there's two of them that kind of come to mind there, and it was a defeated man will go to war and hope to win, but a successful man will already have it won and then go out and physically do it. I just completely butchered the quote, but I remembered the premise of it, and a lot of it's about a mindset. It's about the mindset of having that expectation, kind of creating, I don't want to say manifesting your own success or reality and shit like that. I don't have chakras and rocks and shit laying around me, I promise. But there's a lot that goes into that. Is from the mentality standpoint. And I like how he's approaching that.
Speaking of quotes, Neil, what is your favorite Twin Peaks quote, since we're talking about quotes?
The owls are not what they seem.
There you go. Ricky, you got a favorite quote?
Not from Twin Peaks. I've never been a fan.
No, not Twin Peaks. Any quote.
No, not really.
Rick always delivering the goods. All right. So last week I got a couple texts, a couple emails on Kirk Cousins, his grilling abilities. So I wanted to first of all bring up if you guys aren't familiar, we talked a little bit last week about Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings and how basic and boring he is. So he had a tweet and an Instagram a couple years ago where he was grilling steaks. We're going to bring up a picture of those right now.
The fuck are those?
Those are steaks, apparently. I
So
think they're bottom round. I don't think they're actually steaks.
I think he bought them fuckers at freaking Value Village.
He did. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring up some quotes and
Real quick.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I want to atone for my butchering of that quote. It was a Sun Tzu quote. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Is the quote. So I was
okay. Thanks for redeeming yourself.
And I still stand with mine.
I want to get that right. I don't know.
You didn't have a quote, Rick.
I do, but I can't say it. So continue.
All right,
sorry.
so we're gonna go to people roasting Kirk Cousins real quick. First of all, Lonnie Bro at courtesy of Instagram, your QB out here grilling metamorphic rocks. I like that. I like
There's a
that.
rock
They do
right
look
there.
like rocks, right?
Did that say 214 weeks ago?
Yes, it was like 2018. I'm not gonna lie. This is not new. We're making it a beef, though. We're making it
I
a
don't
beef.
think
Don't
I've
worry.
ever seen something say that many weeks.
No, we're making
Everyone
it a
says
beef.
years.
Still, he's an NFL quarterback, and he's grilling on some fucking shit. He probably got a goddamn discount fucking count.
Right. Grocery outlet steaks. They
I'd
cut
expect-
out of
I'd-
like a round.
Yeah,
It's
I
miserable.
expect to see tomahawk freaking ribeyes, man.
Exactly,
Chewing
Neil.
that bitch,
Rick.
tomahawk ribeyes.
Exactly.
Damn,
So
grocery outlet.
this is
I do too, but I
I'm
don't
already
buy
in
steaks.
grocery outlet.
I don't buy steaks
So-
from them.
The Drew J says those are some messed up burgers, which I think is awesome because they're obviously not burgers, but I think that's great. He got roasted. Trill Texas Maine says shark meat on the grill coming up. Amazing. It does look like shark meat.
It looks like liver.
Let's get a close up of that. What are those?
There's no fat buildup on there. Them are terrible steaks.
If you cook steaks or you barbecue, you need to understand there's some fat involved. You have to have some fat. Neil has had one of my steaks.
It was all right.
4th of July. Oh, all right. Oh,
No, it was a really good
back.
steak. It was a really
Hey,
good steak.
We're getting
Giving
back now.
him the bologna pony doesn't constitute.
I think that counts. AJ, does that count? Can we get a count? Yes, we got that count. Okay, cool. Over under still good. So now we got the Vikings fans that jump in. Maybe your doubters need a course in grilling burgers. Loose patties make for a better bite. Form patty into loose ball. Start the cooking with the caramelization. Begin to smash, patty cook. We got you.
Smash burgers are all right. Smash
But this
burgers
is
are
not
all right.
the
No,
point of this.
no,
This
smash
is not
burgers-
a burger. It's a steak.
Yeah,
Which-
smash burgers are awesome, but that, like you said, it's not a freaking burger. It's a
Yeah,
goddamn
maybe you
steak.
need a course in
Oh.
identifying burgers. But honestly, I'll tell you what, Saddam hit it. Is there a rock on the top of the grill? Look at this. There is a rock. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, he's using a rock to hold his grill open.
No, he's
First of
not.
all, it's a rock.
Wow, he
First of all, it's a gas grill. It literally stands up straight. He doesn't need to use a rock. So this comes
There's
to my
no way that's
last. I swear to God, Neil, look at it. It's a rock.
no,
It's
there's
a
no way
rock.
that's a rock.
It looks like
There was
Lake
so many
Michigan.
comments. It was a rock.
He would
looks
tip
like
the
Lake-
grill over. A rock of that size would tip the grill over. I do believe in physics
Okay.
of all
So,
things. But
I like that
Go
you're
back
giving
to
Kirk
picture.
Cousins
Go
the
back to
benefit of the doubt.
picture. That's like Michigan.
That is like Michigan. Oh,
Yep.
that's one thing. I'm sorry. He did quote in hashtag pure Michigan,
Yep.
which is weird in itself. But so this comes
Well
to
done.
my last.
But he played for Michigan State, so he's probably got a
Sure,
beautiful cabin on Lake Michigan. No,
This
what's your
brings
shirt?
it-
What do you got? What are you wearing there, man? Is that?
it's a gorilla. It's a
Oh,
gorilla.
okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Like,
All I seen was
I think I will say this. Can you go back to the picture one more time?
Of course,
I'm gonna try to crack
I'd
the
love
code
to.
here.
Can I go in? Can I go in, or am I going back to the rock?
Go to the rock.
The rock.
God,
Wait, to the steaks or the rock?
That's not
Okay, rock,
That's not
okay.
steak. I don't care. But I'd be willing to bet. I would bet more that is one of those fake rocks that have like a Bluetooth speaker in it.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
not a real rock. There's no way it's a real rock.
All right, let's give Kirk Cousins the benefit of the doubt. There's a couple things in this that are amazing.
Why don't you text
besides
him?
the rock? The beef is happening. 390,000 followers. Impressive, Kirk Cousins. So this brings us to the last slide. I've been working on this video all week. I do not have the video ready yet. It might be a bonus content, or it might be on next week's Reigns to the Aurora review. You'll just have to tune in. But Kirk Cousins put up somebody we have reached a dead point in the NFL when we're talking about what's on Kirk Cousins' grill. And he put, my thoughts exactly. I need to grill off with someone. I have the skills.
Oh, don't
Kirk
even
Cousins.
try, dude.
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, come on, dude.
KC. I'm going to have I can have a court. I don't even know how to. I could literally cook a better steak with both my arms tied behind my back, my mouth using the spatula.
Oh, yeah. I like how you do that. Oh, yeah.
I'm setting Rick up. I'm setting Rick up again. Rick didn't go for it. He was almost there.
I'm not going there.
So close.
So this is what we got. You challenge accepted, Kirk Cousins. Next week, Rain City Roar is going to show you to cook a steak. All right?
Dude,
anything else we need to talk about?
You need to use the intro from Letterkenny, just so you know, about the steak, the little S&P thing. There you go.
Good
that
call.
one.
Text me that. We'll figure that out.
Get that.
I think it was a good week, boys. I'm still excited about the Lions. Rick, do you have any doubts? Is there anything special teams look good, defense, offense?
Like I said, I was totally impressed with the preseason game. It is a preseason game, and it's very important. We lost a game on a fumble. It happens this preseason. Rub it off. Move on. Put some dirt on it. You're good to go.
Rub it off?
Rub it off. Well, yeah, see, stop. Fucking
just
dickhead.
check. You said rub it off. Thinking you meant something else.
As Joe Dirt says, just keep on keeping on.
Life's a garden.
Neil,
Dig it. Yeah.
What do you think?
Nothing really changed from last week. I am a bigger fan of Malcolm Rodriguez moving forward, but I do want to say that my wife and children, never had been to a Lions game before, didn't particularly care for the game, but they were my wife and my 11-year-old son were huge fans of the cheerleaders. So
let's talk
got
about
that going for us.
Let's talk about your wife and the cheerleaders now. That she's digging that.
She was recording and posting on Instagram and shit. It was
I'm glad we got cheerleaders now instead of high school kids. We actually got legitimate cheerleaders.
Oh, I'm glad we got cheerleaders instead of high school kids too, Rick.
Because sometimes that's all we have to root for as Lion fans.
All right. Well, so did the family have fun? I heard the Lions hit you up and were like, "How many tickets does this guy buy?" And
apparently
might get a deal going to the game this year.
Yeah, I haven't checked my email today, but apparently, if you buy 10 tickets to a preseason game, the Detroit Lions ticket office contacts you directly and asks you about the next time that you're coming. So we're going to see what we can leverage in there.
Well, let's talk about. We want to go to the New York game, but let's talk about a game in Detroit.
Absolutely, we've got the hookup on tailgating already.
Let's go.
We ran into John, the host of one of our earlier tailgate parties out of Eastern Market.
Oh, cool!
Right.
He came up and visited while we were at the game, and he was there with his family also. So,
I say we go to Thanksgiving Day game.
You're going to be traveling to New York the week before that, Rick. Plus, you're moving.
I'll be moved by then.
Is Paula going to let that happen?
I run things in this fucking house.
We know that's not true.
I run dude, shut the fuck up. You know I run all this shit. The vacuum, the dryer, the dishwasher, the iron. I run all that shit.
Detroit Rick running things in Bonnie Lake. All right, boys.
No, but truthfully, she doesn't care. Let's offline.
I know she doesn't.
Games. Let's get together.
We'll figure it out. If you guys have a game you want us to come to, put it down in the comments. Let us know what you think. We'll be there, and I think we're going to do something locally with a bar, or like we did last time. We went to the Foaling Warehouse and did a really fun thing.
Yeah.
So,
and Eastern Market was badass. That was all good stuff.
They still haven't opened it back up yet.
It's not.
No, but we'll figure it out. We'll absolutely figure something out.
Okay,
we'll figure it out. All right, boys. Well, hey, it's good. Good recap. I think we had a good episode. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Good. You're still ugly.
I'm happy you're happy.
You're still ugly.
I'm not going to get better looking, no matter
with
what.
With a little ass dick, but that's all right.
Oh, that's the over.
That put the over. You guys had the over? I took the over. I always take the over with Rick. So, all right, boys. It's good to see you. Leave comments, share, do all that stuff. We appreciate you. I'm Butler.
I'm Neil.
I'm Detroit Rick. Peace out, bitches.
I'ma get it. You know I be on the way.